There's a lot of bad things that go on, and some places can just be a lot worse than others, and West Texas just is one of those places.
It's a transient society in Midland in respects, because people are coming in and they come into a job, and we don't know who they are, where they're coming from. Some of the highest wages in the nation for someone who's not going to college are here in the Permian Basin, and that's why we are a migratory community. Skilled labor and professionals travel here to work and stay in hotels, apartments, and work camps for weeks at a time. We know the number is in the thousands, coming from 25 states and outside the U.S. And with that, you're seeing the vices come with it, the drugs, the alcohol, and the human trafficking.
This past school year, we served over 260 kids that were homeless. 60 of those kids were just in Midland ISD that we provided services for, and that we enrolled in our program.
I've lived the majority of my life here in West Texas. I ran away whenever I was 16, and I've been on and off homeless since I was 16.
I first started being trafficked when I was 14, and kind of in and out. I was in CPS and a lot of placements, and a majority of the girls that go through things like this have been in these placements. However, it's not just women, that it's a vulnerable place for. It starts really young, at a young age, with women and males. I've seen where the places that I was held, where there were girls and little boys. But the boys are just not talked about as much because it's just a misconception.
The Basin Dream Center currently is a transitional living center for kids who age out of foster care and those who are homeless and at risk for homelessness. Also, we're beginning to help kids who are coming out of the juvenile justice program, as well as young ladies and young men who've been trafficked.
There wasn't any shelters in the Permian Basin. We came across the Dream Center, which I thought that was a great blessing, just because these kids were able to have somewhere to go to, and it helped because they were being even kept track of, hey, you're going to school, you're going to continue to go to school.
Here at the Salvation Army, it's an emergency shelter. So the emergency shelter the doors are open to anyone who needs shelter for that night. Whenever we have a young adult who needs help, I call Tina or Stephanie at the Basin Dream Center. By going to the Dream Center, you have young adults there that are about the same age, and they're trying to strive for better.
So we have 4 populations of kids that we're really trying to serve, and all of them kind of correlate in some way, because if you're homeless, you're at risk for being trafficked, and a lot of times have been trafficked. And the juvenile justice program fits into that, because a lot of these kids are committing crimes that based out of their survival. When they come in here, they may not have basic life skills or resources. We've gotten young adults from a tent on the street all the way to somebody who is being raised by a family member, but maybe abusive situation. And we're able to teach them life skills that they don't know, like how to budget, how to do laundry. I love that we're able to teach them the basics, but also sit around the table with them and have family-style dinners and play cards. And really, it's those opportunities that break down the barriers that they have built up for themselves, and we're able to gain their trust and really start guiding them in a way that nobody else has ever been able to.
I feel really safe here. Like, the first couple of nights, I was like, oh, this is a new environment. I don't know these people here. I don't know how I should act. But then very quickly, I realized that the Basin Dream Center, they're here to help. They're here to help me. They actually want to see me achieve my goals. There's no ulterior motive.
They didn't give up on me, and so it helped me keep pushing. And eventually, I did well enough with my budgeting and my savings and things like that, to where slowly but surely I didn't need as much help. Stable job, stable daycare, things like that. And once I accomplished those goals, it was time for me to graduate the program.
I really believe in one caring adult can change the whole trajectory of someone's life, and that was in my case. They were just a family that showed me what a real family meant, and they really just nurtured me into the person I believe I am today. And so really it's been my life's mission to be able to do that for other young people and just pull out their dreams and their passions and their goals and be able to help them to achieve those. We're serving young men and women, ages 17 to 26 right now in the transitional living. In this home here, we can house up to 16 kids. We're limited to serving about 40 kids a year. The need is much greater. In 2019, we learned that in the Permian Basin, there was about 11,500 opportunity youth, and those kids are not enrolled in school, and they are not working, and they're not being productive citizens. Many of them are homeless, and so we need to be able to help those kids out. Our area does not have a shelter of any kind for these kids, and we want to provide that in our community. We want to be able to serve 150 plus youth a year, and we need to be able to do that in a different location that we are right now. We have currently signed on a property that is about 14 acres just outside of Midland. It has a home on it already existing with some apartments and a building that we could convert to a youth or an emergency shelter. The property is zoned for what we would need, and it would be just a perfect family atmosphere like what we want.
When you have young adults who have had trauma in their childhood, they're gonna build that wall and they're not gonna let anybody in. And so when we break that, we really see that they open up to us and let themselves learn, let their personality shine, and then they're really able to figure out who they want to be when they grow up.
The Basin Dream Center helped me go get my electrical license. I went through a Skill Alliance program, Skill Point Alliance. But like, when I say get my life on track, it means like me only, you know, like me personally, my foundation, build my foundation. So I had to find me a job, find me a car and stuff, and start saving and building up for my future.
One of the things that I'm really proud of that we do is to provide hope for these kids and young adults, and to watch them thrive and their eyes to light up when they realize the hope that they're receiving, and that they can start to not live in survival mode, and they can see a future for themselves, and they can start to have passion for things in life again. Our staff does really well at loving on them, providing opportunity, cheering them on, love that they've never have had before. We're just really good at that.